guys, weird thing. All right. Hi guys, welcome back to Crazy Brave Homeschool. My name is Ashley and I'm a homeschool mom to a third grader in kindergarten.
I'm a third grader.
That's Poppy. And we have a very Charlotte Mason inspired homeschool. For this video, this is going to be part 2 of my homeschool haul. I am actually going to need to shoot a part 3 as well because I'm still waiting on materials from the school. Things are definitely running late this year, but I know that they're very busy fulfilling orders. So I just figured, so that this doesn't get too long, I will show you the footage I took of all these segments of videos I took of like when things were showing up. So you're gonna see books for history plans, our botany study, I don't know, lots of other just like random reference books I'm hoping to use this year. And then you're also going to see an Amazon haul of some school supplies and materials.
She bought like 60.
And you're also going to see some curricula. So thanks so much for joining me for this video, and I hope you enjoy the haul. Okay, let's get to it. Okay guys, so I'm going to be doing this next haul in fragmented videos because I've got a stack of books that have showed up. I'm still waiting on a lot more, but I need to get these books put away on the shelf. So we're gonna go ahead and just do this video in fragments. Okay, let's see, this is in no particular order. Roman Diary, the Journal of Ileona arrived for our Build Your Library recommended, I don't know if this is, I think this is recommended history read or recommended literature. I think it's recommended history. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't looked at the program in so long, but I'm excited to read these. My daughter likes just like real life stories, especially of kids she can relate to. And I think this might be about a child, but I don't totally know. Dude, That's Rude, Get Some Manners. I think I got this off of the Mindful Homeschoolers channel. She has great book recommendations. This is just a cute little book to throw into our morning basket on tons of topics as it relates to manners and how probably everyone in our family could work on their manners. So I'm excited to pull this out from time to time in our morning basket. We got the Peterson Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs because we are studying medicinal herbs all year long using a main spine. That is our, the herb, what is it called? Something, the herb book for kids, I think. But anyway, we're gonna be doing a lot of nature study paintings in our nature journal this year. So I thought this would be a good one to have on reference for that too. All right, my cute little kitty wants to go outside. Go outside. Go. Excited about, I don't totally know much about it, but The Secrets of the Woods. Where did I even see this recommended? This might have been on Ambleside. Learn about nature from Long's personal observations in these vivid word sketches. William Long. Cool. I don't know what age this is meant to be for. If you guys know, let me know. But we are going to be doing my own crafted zoology program next year. So I'm going to read through this over the next year and see if this is a book that I want to read alongside that unit, because I was looking for books on the teachings of Jesus. I'm trying to find resources to teach my kids about Jesus in the Bible, but from secular resources, or not so much secular, spiritual resources is more accurate. So this was recommended and this looks really neat. It's about a man, let's see. Story of a man's generosity to nature and through nature to other humans surely belongs among the most moving and endearing statements of our hope. This extraordinary fable brings to life a shepherd who plants 100 acorns a day for 30 years. So I think the whole idea with this was just trying to bring in some literature for them that can help them understand the character of who Jesus was through other stories and fables of other people. Here's another one, Build Your Library, Recommended Readings, The Egyptian Diary, The Journal of Noct. So I love these little books. I think my daughter's really gonna like these journal writings from ancient times. All right, so I got Aesop's Fables because I just figured I needed this in our library, especially for my little guy. So I didn't realize that Aesop's Fables, that so many of them were very short. And I gotta say, the first couple I read through, I didn't love. I don't know, it was like, honestly, one of the morals of the lesson was a little strange to me. What do you guys know about Aesop's Fables and how valuable they are to a young education? These are some cool illustrations, though. Tell me what some of your one of your favorite fables are in here. That would be helpful. Otherwise, I'll just probably read through this year and potentially bring it in for first grade. Okay, so I wanted to get some reference books on the artists that we're studying, because the kids have really enjoyed artist study, and I think it'd be fun for them to have some books to flip through. So this one's all about Leonardo da Vinci. This is a really mature reference book, but I think it is awesome, and it just shows so many examples of his sketches, so many of his unfinished works, which he was really famous for. He actually, I found out, I'm reading a biography on Leonardo da Vinci right now, and I found out that he only completed 13 pieces of art, which is nuts for how famous he got. So we just watched Ever after going to the Renaissance Festival, and this looks just like the painting that he did of Drew Barrymore in that fictional movie. But my daughter really liked the connection of the Renaissance, Cinderella, and Leonardo da Vinci all in one movie. So that was really fun to watch. Anyway, this would be great to own for several years. Okay, Pompeii Buried Alive, another Build Your Library recommended book for history. I started reading through this. It is pretty morbid. My daughter will enjoy the suspense in this, but the fact that everyone died, right, might be a little heavy for her, and I definitely won't read this to my son. But it's cool how the environment was changed because of it. I didn't finish it, but from what I gather, the ruins of Pompeii sort of manipulated the environment, and in like kind of a cool way, but I can't really say much about it. I didn't finish it. This has been in my thrift books cart. Oh, I should mention, almost all these books are from thrift books or Christian book, but mostly thrift books. Shanlea's Quest, a botany adventure for kids. I got this because we're studying botany this year, and it's actually a pretty thin picture book. So I think that this is going to have a lot of Native American folklore, which I gotta say, we already have quite a few books on that topic, but these stories should specifically refer to herbs, and so I think this will be a great addition. My daughter has liked the Native American folklore we've read. So yeah, I think that this is a necessary book to bring into our botany unit. All right, another Build Your Library history book, Hieroglyphs. So this looks fun. I'm sure the kids will enjoy it. And this comes with a stencil in the back to make your own hieroglyphs. Another Build Your Library book, The Librarian Who Measured the Earth. This looks great. Love this. It's recommended from one of you in my botany video, Cactus Queen. This is about Joshua Tree. Let's see. Minerva Hoyt loved the Mojave Desert. She loved the jackrabbits, yada yada. But in the 1920s, most visitors to the desert felt it was a wasteland, a place they could damage or destroy. She was determined to change that. Her perseverance led to the creation of Joshua Tree National Park. So, I don't know if you guys haven't been to Joshua Tree, but you take a trip out to the Mojave Desert of California. It is one of the most amazing national parks ever. It's really neat. So this reminds me a lot of our book seeds issues. And so if we finish up one of our book seeds early, I'll bring this in for our term 3 botany. Probably without any activities though, and we'll just read this. Okay, Book of Nature Poetry. This is the poetry recommended with Blossom and Root Level 3 Language Arts. So this will be my daughter's main poetry. Although currently we are reading Robert Louis Stevenson's A Child's Garden of Verses as a part of her reading lessons, and we're going to finish that. So for this, I might treat this pretty relaxed in the beginning, and I'll just read a poem to her, and then we'll continue doing our Robert Louis Stevenson's reading lessons, where she reads the poem with expression, and then we do some poetry comprehension, grammar work, things like that. This might just be a really relaxed read aloud from me. I might, depending on how we like the poetry memorization and first language lessons, I might bring in some of these poems for memorization if we find some of these that we like better. James Herriot's Treasury for Children. I've just heard so many incredible things about this book and how, what a wonderful introduction to nature study it can be for young kids. I started reading through Moses the Kitten. It's just such an adorable story, and these illustrations are fantastic. I think my son's really going to like this. I think my daughter will too, and I think this is a great book for her to read for her independent reading time. Plus, she is just absolutely obsessed with animals, so this is going to be really great for both of them. I don't know when we're going to do this. This might just be like a morning basket kind of thing, or afternoon, evening reading. My husband's in the kitchen cooking, so sorry for the background noise. All right, Philosophy for Kids. I forget where I saw this one recommended from one of you guys. 40 fun questions that help you wonder about everything. I started flipping through this. Some of the questions might have been a little mature, maybe more for middle school, but a lot of them are perfect. And my daughter is extremely inquisitive about all things. And she's also a very moral person. So I think that she's going to really enjoy these questions. I could see this just taking 45 minutes of our morning time, because I could really see us getting into this. And I'm really getting more into like discussion-based homeschool lessons. So I think this is perfect for us. This I'm really excited about. I have no idea how this is going to go, but we have the Cuisenaire rods when I was trying a Waldorf math program last year, and I don't know where I saw this recommended, but Picture Puzzles with Cuisenaire Rods. This is an older book. It says grades 1 through 6. I'm thinking of this for my son. So it's really neat. You basically have to solve equations to build the picture. So, for example, okay, so I just realized down here is where you can figure out, here, let me get the rods real quick. All right, so here are a few of the Cuisenaire rods. They come in this thing here I got from Learning Resources. So this is a totally new way to use these that I didn't know about. They're not numbered, so in order to find out what number they are, you can use this area down here, and then you count the squares. Whoops. And then you solve these equations. So this would definitely be something that I would have to do with him for the first several times. It's a little complicated, but he's pretty good with math. So for the letter A, across, 1 plus 0 you'd write in your answer, is 1. So then you want, rule white. So then you would find the 1 rod, which is just 1 square, and you would put it there. And then for B up here, 6 plus 4 is 10, the 10 rod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. So then you would put the B right here, right? So then for like one of the down ones, H, 7 minus 6, so you'd get a 1 rod and put it right here. For I, 5 plus 5 is 10, you would get a 10 rod and put it here until your picture's built. So I just think it's really cool. And then if you wanted, you could take colored pencil and copy in the colors, because each rod has a different color, so that you can actually remember what your image looks like, unless you want to save this for another kid. But I think this is really neat, and like I'm really trying to get very creative with math this year, because some of our math programs, when I just do them day after day, they're getting pretty burned out. So I want to bring in some different resources like this, and I think this is perfect. Okay. All right, so I picked up this book, Anthrozoology, Human-Animal Interactions in Domesticated and Wild Animals. This is for me to read as I continue crafting my anthrozoology science course that I am going to be releasing by November of this year. So this is just going to help me deepen those lessons and yeah, make it all the much better. My Mixed Emotions. I think this might have also been recommended from Nicole at the Mindful Homeschooler. She's really great with mindfulness, and she has so many great book recommendations on that topic. So this is another one for our morning basket. And this one, I like that the content isn't too wild on each page. So this will be really easy to read with both my kids. All right, I've got Boy of the Pyramids. So this was not recommended from Build Your Library, but I have seen it recommended all over the place. It's a short chapter book, A Mystery of Ancient Egypt. The pictured wall of an Egyptian tomb supplied the inspiration for this unusual story, which takes place during the building of the Great Pyramid of Khufu more than 4,000 years ago. I think that this looks really great. Maybe at that time when this makes sense, we can squeeze in another read aloud. Or maybe like if one of our books from Blossom and Root is not going well, then I can substitute this one. All right, so I got this book, The American Girl. We're doing American Girl Health and Feelings this year, and I saw that they make one for boys and surviving crushes and staying true to yourself. This is a really sweet book, but as I started flipping through it, I just decided that this is too mature for her. I feel like this is answering questions that she hasn't had yet about crushes, even though like she is having crushes, one in particular. So I thought this might be helpful for her and for me. But it honestly is just answering too many questions she hasn't had yet. And so I don't want it to complicate things or confuse her. I also don't want it to start putting ideas in her head that aren't there yet. So I think that this is going to be better suited for 10 years old, which is the recommended age anyway. All right, and then lastly, so we have a lot of curriculum and book funding with our charter school, and I wanted to use it. And so I decided that since my daughter loved American Girl history so much, and I checked out almost all of the books from the library when we used that program, I decided to buy the collections of her favorite girls, which is almost all of them. This is Kit from 1930, around 1934, and I got the 6 books in her collection from Thrift Books. She really liked Kit. Kit was all about the Great Depression. Addie I think I only got 5 books from her collection. She really enjoyed this one with the Emancipation Proclamation. And then I am currently still waiting on Kirsten, Felicity. I did actually get the Kaya collection, but it's for her birthday, so I don't have it here. It's being wrapped. And that one came in an all-in-one book, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's just one book with all of the Kaya stories. But I haven't even showed her these yet. I think she's going to be really excited. I'm just waiting to get all of them. I've got Samantha coming. Felicity, Kirsten, Cecile, and Marie Grace, I think. I don't know. I can't even remember them all. You guys are so many. So these are going to be an incredible addition to our bookcase. All right. So here we are on a different day of this haul because, again, I just have a stack of books that I would like to put on my bookshelf. And so I'm just, filming this haul in fragments because our charter school just is definitely backed up and I'm still waiting on so much, but I'm just going to have to keep filming these in fragments as stuff arrives. So first of all, I got a couple of materials that showed up. These are kind of hard to see what's going on here, but these are tiny little Ziploc bags. I hope, that we are going to be using for seed collecting. So we're doing botany all year long, and one of our term 2 projects is to collect seeds from the autumn and winter harvest. And then we're gonna organize them in these little baggies, label them, put them on a display board. That'll be cool. The other material I got is this rainbow organizer for colored pencils. I guess you could use it for crayons or markers or pens too. The holes are not that big. I was hoping they would be a little bit bigger, but this is really pretty wood. This feels like really nice quality, and honestly, this wasn't that cheap. I think it was at least $20. It might have been $30. We have a lot of colored pencils and I'm sick of just keeping them all in one box. And so this is going to look really sweet in our homeschool room. And I'm excited for the kids to see it because they're going to have a good time organizing all the colors. I hope they all fit in there. All right, so let's go through these books. These are in no particular order. Listening to Crickets, a story about Rachel Carson. So I have another science book that I got the seed bank collecting idea from. That is a bunch of activities inspired by Rachel Carson, who was a well-known environmentalist and for all of her work for nature conservation. So this I read I think it's for like 9 to 14 years old. But as I was kind of reading through it, it definitely seems pretty biographical, just in terms of like, there might be some drier information in here that my daughter might not be ready to sit for. But I'm really excited to study Rachel Carson over the years. And so I'm just happy to have this. I'm sure we'll get to this eventually. I have been collecting the American Girl books for my daughter. She really loved American Girl history the last couple of years, and we didn't own any of the books. I got them all from the library, so now she will have almost the complete collection of the American Girls. I got this one as the storybook collection, so it's all of the books in one. I got a few girls like that, which is really nice. It saves space, and they're harder to lose that way. This is one of our Blossom and Root Language Arts book suggestions for level 3, Mary Pope Osborne's One World, Many Religions. So I believe for weeks 22 through 36, we're going to be studying world religion with our Blossom and Root Language Arts program. There's always like an optional supplemental geography course with Blossom and Root Language Arts. And this year it's built around mythology, creation stories, and religion around the world. So I realized that our seasonal books, while we have a lot of Christmas books, our seasonal books in general, like the collection I have, is pretty weak. And so I decided to use a little chunk of our funding this year to increase our seasonal book collection, and we are going to be celebrating more intentionally this year the Waldorf festivals. So winter solstice would be one of them. We've always celebrated winter solstice, but I'm just trying to be more intentional about making plans for each of the kind of more well-known festivals this year. So I wanted to get a few books on the winter solstice. Normally I would have just gotten these from the library, but it's nice to have some in our book collection. And again, these are in no order. We're gonna be jumping around the seasons here a little bit. Room on the Broom. We've never owned this book. And you know, I actually don't even know that I've read this to my kids, but it was so popular. So I figured this will be a great addition to our Halloween books. We do Halloween school. So on Halloween, if it falls on a school day, the last few years, it's been really fun. We just do Halloween school and we just do like fun activities and stuff. So it'll be nice to have some new books to add in. I heard that this one, Arthur's Halloween, is really good. Here is another like autumn book, Possum's Harvest Moon. I heard this one is really good. I'm excited to actually read through these. I haven't read through any of them yet. So I picked up, I finally have myself my first hardcover of a McGuffey. I have just been getting like either printing them off for free online or buying the soft covers on Amazon, but I just really wanted a hardback. And so I got my son his very own McGuffey primer. The one that my daughter used was printed from the computer. I mean, was just printed online. And sorry about my dog. And we just like wrote it up a lot. So I wanted my son to have his own. I don't know that we'll even use this for his reading, but I would love to. So I'm happy to have one for him. And we also have the Samantha story collection, all the books in one. Another autumn book, The Kissing Hand. I've heard this is really sweet. I haven't read it yet. And another festival book, another winter solstice book. This is Orbiting the Sun in Our Backyard, Secrets of the Seasons. This is a little bit more of like a scientific explanation for the seasons and the solstices and the equinoxes. And I heard this one was really good for Halloween. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I'm really excited about all the new seasonal books in our collection this year. This one I think I've had in my thrift book cart for 2 years. Winter is Coming. Beautiful living book, wonderful illustrations. Last book here today is Animal Hospital. My daughter is an aspiring wildlife rescuer, has been for quite some time now, and so I know she'll enjoy this. I have a piece of curriculum here that we are not going to be using this year, but I just thought I'd show it to you because it came in a haul. I am excited to use Writing and Rhetoric Book 1 Fable, but we are likely going to be using this next year. We just need to continue working on our copy work and narrations in the programs that I already have. And that I, plan to continue using this year. And then we're also just really doing a gentle introduction to writing with Write by Number. And I don't want to throw her into something that's too rigorous yet. This is recommended for grades 3 and 4. And my daughter's a very young 3rd grader. So I just feel really good about holding off on this until 4th grade. Okay, hello guys. I am now, I don't even know how many different days I have filmed as more things continue to show up, but I have another stack of materials. This is not so much focused on books, but focused on some school supplies and curriculum. So let's get into the first piece of curriculum. This is elementary arithmetic from Simply Charlotte Mason, book 3. I will say this was sort of an impulse purchase. I think it honestly happened one day during our, like, a very manipulative, heavy Right Start lesson. And I just wanted, like, I remembered my book 1 of Simply Charlotte Mason Arithmetic that I used 2 years ago with my daughter. And I pulled it off the shelf and I was flipping through it with just like nostalgia of how beautiful and straightforward this math program is, and how I used to only use that book for my daughter's core math. And it actually it went really, really well. It just started to get a little monotonous. So I did not buy this with any intention of using it as our core math, but I am going to use it as some really great review work and, you know, some new concepts once a week. And my plan is to bring it in right before our wild math lesson on Fridays, lay out a blanket in the grass and just do basically some math drills, because that's essentially what this book is. It does require a gridded workbook for some of the problems, but it's just great. It reviews, you know, long addition and subtraction, and then gets into multiplication and division with some fractions. But I'm really looking forward to coming back to Simply Charlotte Mason a little bit this year. The other piece of curriculum that came is History Quest Early Times. So I don't want to divulge our history plan right now. We have had some changes with my plans this year, and I'm going to save that for our month update coming up soon. But I'll just say this showed up, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So some school supplies we got. We had these like vintage colored rulers show up from Amazon. I got a lot of them because, like, when I think about it, we have 2 rulers right now that I couldn't even tell you where they are. So I think that as the kids are getting a little bit older and measuring becomes more of a staple in their math, the rulers are going to start disappearing, kind of like scissors. So I'm really glad that I got a bundle of these. I'll do that one in a second. This I got, you know, this has been on my mind since last year, but I never ended up getting one. It's a stencil for writing lines in, say, if you're a notebooking kind of family, nature journal, things like that. This is great. It's a stencil. You put it on the page, and then my kids can write on straight lines a description of their nature study or their narrations. On that note, I got 2 of these mixed media sketchbooks. So these are actually called for in a curriculum that I'm not ready to announce that we are going to be trying out this year. And each child is going to get one for this new plan that I'm excited to tell you guys more about soon. All right, so this is pretty fun. I got these like this little test tube display for our botany study this year. We are going to be doing a root observation project where there's a method you can do using wet paper towels and sprouting a bean, or a seed rather. Beans tend to work really well, and watching the roots grow against the glass.
Oh, we're going to do that kind of thing?
Yeah. And we're going to measure the roots as they grow and keep a little log of how much they're growing every week.
Yeah, I'm going to love these.
Yeah, this is going to be really fun, and this will be displayed with whatever botany arts and projects that we do this year. So I don't know what seeds we're going to do yet. I've heard beans work well. I imagine a sunflower seed would be good. I also know that just ivy, if you cut a piece of ivy, that will root really well in water. So we'll see, but it's going to be really pretty. Okay, these, I don't know where I saw these, definitely on a YouTube channel, I think, but these are great. They make them for every state. I gotta say, they're not cheap. I think I spent like $16 or $20 on these. But it's for California wildlife, trees, and wildflowers, birds. That's right. So it's just a really small pocket guide. Yeah, so this is great. It's just a really quick reference guide that we'll have on hand for the kids as we go out exploring or in our nature or in our schoolroom. And like we love having field guides, and those are great, but these are great for just a quick study and for quick drawing or painting. Wildlife.
Osprey.
Cool. Osprey, just like our wild math game.
Oh, osprey!
Yeah, they hunt with their feet.
Please look, there's an osprey that hunts with their feet.
See, we're already making connections.
Mom,
Yeah, honey.
can I use these?
This is just kind of boring, but it's a compass. Our math program calls for...
Why is it a mustache?
Wait,
I don't know why they sent a mustache in there. This is a really nice felting pad.
It even comes with these?
Yeah, we needed more of those. My kids are really into wolf felting. They're little animals. And I'm trying to film. And it's really thick and it's durable. And this is going to last us a long time because we've just been using the little styrofoam squares that come with each project we get. So this is going to be great. And then the last thing, we got ourselves... We got ourselves some fancy Transcend drawing markers. We got the 48 colors.
And guys, I recommend you get these, but I sort of don't because they stink like alcohol.
They are alcohol-based markers, but
They have pants on both sides.
oh yeah, so fine tip, and then it has a thicker tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got these because they were recommended for our drawing, our studio art.
Pull it out?
Hang on a second, honey. Our studio art course that I'm doing with the kids recommends alcohol-based markers with fine tip and thicker tips. So I'm excited to use these. Hey, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for sticking around, and I'm sure I'll be back with more very soon. Bye.
Pull it out.